Welcome to the Growth Shift. I'm David Zilstra. Here's what I've learned after years in business. Every leader who's built something meaningful has a story about the moment they had to shift, when failure forced innovation, when change became opportunity, when they chose growth over comfort. On this show, we dive into those pivotal moments, the setbacks that became breakthroughs, the strategic shifts that accelerated growth, and the frameworks that turned obstacles into opportunities. Because here's the truth. In a world where change is the only constant, the leaders who thrive aren't the ones who avoid failure. They're the ones who've learned to shift strategically through it. So whether you're facing your own pivot point or just want to learn from someone who's been there, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Our guest today is Jason Kilgo, CEO and founder of Kilgo Insurance. After building an impressive career as a top performer at industry giants like GEICO, Bank of America, and Allstate, Jason founded Kilgo Insurance in 2016. With a focus on high net worth clients and a growing commercial division, Kilgo Insurance has built a reputation for exceptional service and an education first approach, maintaining an impressive 95% referral rate. Jason, it's great to have you on the show today.
Dave, excited to be here.
Can you share a little bit about your journey before Kilgo Insurance, from being a top performer at these major companies to founding your agency in 2016?
Yeah, I needed a job. I started at GEICO, just walked in and said, "Hey, who's your best salesperson? I'll beat him in the first year if you hire me today." And really, if I'm going to do something, I want to give it my all. I want to give it my best. And I'm either, I'm shooting for first. I'm not shooting for second. If I get second, it's okay. But I'm always shooting for first place. And so just worked really, really hard, learned all these sales techniques, and became the number one sales producer at GEICO 2005 in the nation. I got to meet Warren Buffett, which was awesome, which was amazing. Then decided to go over to mortgages. I really just wanted to make more money, wanted to do more things on my own, not be as micromanaged. Was top in the region over in Bank of America for loan officers in Virginia. So that was great. That was a great experience. Kind of taught me how to be on my own and how to hunt, because if you don't do loans, you don't eat. So I went at it that way, and then curved back around to insurance, just missed it too much, and really just learned how to run an agency through Allstate, and decided, hey, you know what? I think I can blend these past experiences and make a better experience for the client, and opened up Kilgo Insurance in
So
2016.
it sounds like, you left the larger brokerages and these larger companies because you wanted to really be able to focus on your clients a little bit more. Did you feel you weren't able to serve the clients you had properly, at Allstate, at Geico?
Yeah, so those companies are focused on just one product, just their product, and I wanted to be able to give people options. So right now we have over 30 carriers that we can help clients go through all the shopping for them, and they really don't have to call anyone else, because we can shop through those carriers, make sure we get the right product, the right fit for their lifestyle, cover them properly, and get them the best deal. So, I really wanted to just make sure we really gave the client the white glove service that they deserve and expect. And Open Up Kilgo allowed me
Amazing.
to do that.
As I understand it, I mean, you have some pretty ambitious long-term goals, right? I think the word legacy came up when we were chatting the other day.
Yeah, I definitely want Kilgo to
Hmm.
live past me. A lot of companies have an exit plan. I want Kilgo to last. So that's a lot of what the focus is right now. We want to grow. We want to be a household name in Virginia and America to keep that legacy going.
Motivation behind that? I mean, is it driven by the future of your family? Is it driven by the clients you have and, what you're creating for them? Is it a mix of both? Tell us a little bit more.
Yeah, so I've got a real deep-rooted passion to make my mother proud. My mom, was an unbelievable woman. She worked 3 jobs, always provided for us, was a single mom there for a while, and just really, you don't realize what mothers do when you're younger for you. All the work, all the sacrifice, everything they've got to put into it just to keep food on the table, just to give that nurturing and things for you. So that was a big part of it. I wanted to make sure I make her proud. So as far as the legacy and what we do, everything for me personally is my mother's no longer with us. So everything for me personally.
They definitely make the world go around. I have to say, I've got a similar one. Now, at Kilgo Insurance, I mean, you've achieved something that not many people will ever achieve, but maybe aspire to. A 95% referral rate. That's astounding. How is it that you've been able to do this?
It's all about relationships, nurturing those relationships. I think there's opportunity in everyone you meet. Everyone I meet, I try to learn something from them. I think everyone has their story. I want to know it and I want to learn from them. I tell everyone on every call, learn something from them. People have so much to share. I think there's just so much that people are great at that is hidden or they don't share. And so we really try to pull that out of them and learn something from every call. But we don't burn bridges. We do what we say we're going to do. We say, hey, we're going to have this all wrapped up by tomorrow. We're giving you a call at right on the dot at 9 o'clock and saying, hey, here's your quote, here's what's going on, and being able to fulfill those obligations. Uh, we really truly feel like our partners are part of our team. It's a partnership, and we all have to work together to make things happen. Yeah, I mean, we've worked with just about everybody. I mean, from your tradesman to your business owner to loan officers, real estate agents, accountants, payroll reps, and all these people that are looking for referrals themselves. We've been able to help them and take the client through that journey together.
Jason, you spent quite a number of years in insurance and in financial services as well, right? You have a 95% referral rate because of how it is you work with clients, that customer-centric approach, building relationships with them. But I don't imagine when you started in insurance, you had this sort of comprehensive understanding of really what people are looking for, what they need, and how you can best help them. When in your journey did you start to maybe see that this was the right approach to take to really focus on your clients, learn from them, and build these relationships?
Excellent question. I tell you what, when I started out, I went to college mainly for my mother. I was like, oh my gosh, it's going to be a good experience. I'm gonna get a chance to go to college. I was the first one to graduate in my family tree, so that was what my mom wanted. That was her dream for me to go to college and get a degree, and I did that. And of course, when I got out, I was expecting a cushion job with a family and doing this and doing that. And that didn't happen right away. That did not happen for a while. So for me, it was all about, okay, how can I sell to make money? I was very ambitious and money focused. And I think through my experiences with how you are at GEICO, how you have to have your phone etiquette, you have to have your phone sales techniques down pat because with GEICO, you're 15 minutes or less, right? You're 15 minutes or less, and we can say 15% or more in your car insurance, right? That's the commercial. So you only have 15 minutes to build rapport, explain your product in a clear, precise way, and then close it. And so that really taught me some of the sales techniques over the phone. Then when I got over to mortgages, I realized, okay, now I've got to go find partners that are willing to refer me business. I've got to go network and build relations with real estate agents. That was another learning curve. That was another building of the blocks to say, hey, this is the next step of where you've got to go to be a great salesperson. Allstate, when I went over there, it was more about, okay, how do I manage people? How do I become a better leader? And then so when I opened up Kilgo, I was like, okay, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I've got to make money, right? We've got to grow. We've got to grow revenue. The company's got to survive. I've got to put food on the table. But how we do that is we've got to roll out a plan that keeps us different that no one else has. We've got to have that white glove service that people are not getting elsewhere that we can provide. We've got to provide the technology for our staff to be able to perform at a high level. We've got to provide the training, the coaching, and I've got to be a better leader. So if we can blend those things, then we can get to the end goal and build that legacy and keep Kilgo Insurance thriving. So it was really a combination of a lot of experiences to get me here. If I opened up Kilgo Insurance 10, 20 years ago,
Yeah.
I would have ran it into
I
the
was going to say,
ground.
like, it sounds like through those experiences, you've really built a solid foundation of principles that you've instilled in what it is that you're doing, and which allows you to serve your clients and build the relationships in the way that you do. Now, you're also at a point with Kilgo Insurance where you're growing quite significantly, right? You're approaching a point where you're scaling. You've got 8 specialists. How is it that you've been able to maintain this principled approach that you have developed and really instill it in the people that you work with and the specialists that you have on your team?
Yeah, so we have a mission helping people live life confidently through insurance. Everybody's bought into that. Everybody's committed to that. Everybody's dedicated to that. You will not find one agent, one person that's employed with Kilgo Insurance not applying that mission to their everyday, their tasks, their calls, everything that they've got to do. We're on a mission to help people understand, educate them, and get them to really feel confident. Hey, after I talk to Kilgo, I am so confident that I've got to go tell all my family, all my friends, all my coworkers about Kilgo. This is the company you need to talk to if you need insurance. The way we explain things, the way we handle our sales calls, the way we educate, the way we train, it is really just a true belief in my company about confidence. And we feel that there's not enough education or training about insurance. I mean, think about it. When you get out of grade school, you get a car, the state is just basically saying, hey, you have to have this. You have to have some insurance. You have to have this coverage if you have a car. But no one explains the coverage. No one really understands exactly what they're buying. So we want to bring that small print to life, get you to understand, okay, and we really do a good job through storytelling. We have a whole sales call process. So when you come on board at Kilgo as an employee, we are training you to be a great storyteller. I kind of think about it like, all right, your grandpa, telling stories on the back porch, and you just mesmerized about the stories because it's so real. You feel like you're right there. That's what we try to do. We put you in a crazy what if situation where things happen like this every single day. Accidents happen every single day. What happens? How do you know you have the right coverage? How do you know the other agent was taking care of you? So we explain it in a way to make sure they understand exactly what they're getting. And that's a big piece of it. That's a huge piece of it because nobody really understands it. And here's the thing. You still may not understand the litigation tomorrow. Like if I told you, okay, this is what bodily injury means, you might still not understand what bodily injury means, but you are going to remember my story. And that story's going to stick. And you're going to say, hey, I'm not sure exactly what the coverage is called, but I know talking with Kilgo that I'm covered properly for this if this were to happen. And so we really bring that about. Another thing I'll add in real quick, we do a really good job of leading with an umbrella. David, do you know what an umbrella policy
All
is?
encompassing, including multiple lines in multiple places for them.
You're a smart guy. So, you know exactly what you're talking about. We lead with the umbrella, and I think most insurance agents just do what they're told. Hey, I'm calling ABC insurance company to get a quote for auto. I want this, I want that. They don't really understand what this or that is. They just going off of what they've heard on the internet or what they've Googled or what somebody's told them, right? Or what the previous agents told them. We want to make sure that we've got a coverage in the worst tragedy. In the worst tragedy, that's what makes people great is that they care. And we care about our clients. And I think that separates us and differentiates us from other competition that we want to make sure that, hey, we're offering you the policies that you need that you may not even know you need.
Yeah, as you were telling us about your approach, there's something that came to mind for me, and it's exactly aligned with what you were saying. That people don't necessarily remember what you say to them or the finer details, but they will remember how they feel because of the conversation, right? So even if they don't understand the coverages, they're coming away knowing, or they remember coming away from the conversation knowing that they felt secure and informed and covered, so that if anything did happen, they wouldn't need to understand the coverage because they know that you're taking care of them properly. Now, this education first approach is something that I think many agents and brokers, try to take, but I haven't heard anyone sort of articulate it in the way that you do and really present it in that way as well. I mean, you're not really just rushing into quotes, but you're sitting down to learn about people and really educate them and show them what's important, learn about what's important to them, and then show them perhaps how it is you can provide that. Beyond the 95% referral rate, how has this approach affected your business development and client relationships? So this is an incredible approach that you take, right? A lot of people are missing it, but a lot of people need it, right? You have an incredible 95% referral rate, right? Which shows that your clients trust you and they want to refer you. But beyond the referral rate, how is this sort of educational client first approach maybe impacted or informed your business development approach and strategy, as well as the actual relationships that you have with clients? I mean, I imagine you have people coming to speak with you about things that aren't even insurance related at times because of that relationship that you've built.
Yeah, I mean, we do get a lot of love. Right now, organically, we've grown our, what is it, the 5-star Google reviews to over, I don't even know where we're at now. I mean, it's just exploded over 350 5-star Google reviews. It's the most in our area by far. Last time I checked, no one was even close to that. So our experience really speaks for itself. And I think people love that. Really, they just want to, I think people want to know the experts. And if they don't know the experts, they want to know someone that knows the experts, right? So we consider ourselves experts in insurance, but I think people come to us because they're like, oh, you're so great at this. I'm sure you know someone that's great here as well. And so they'll come to us, and then that way we can play matchmaker and help people, okay, this is who we trust. And because of who we trust, that trust is built as well with the client already without even introduction, right? But we do a good job of introducing. We do have a lot of vendors that through the years we've said, okay, this is the one that separates. And so, yeah, we send out a lot of referrals back.
Sure you do. Yeah, that trust goes a long way on both sides of the equation. So in terms of the clients who you're working with, right, you've mentioned a focus on high net worth personal lines and starting to expand it in the commercial division as well. What led you to focus on this sort of dual approach?
Yeah, so we do have commercial specialists now, and we've really targeted that mainly because of the market right now with, teetering on inflation, the materials, the labor, everything is increased. If you think about it, I don't even know how many it's a day, but there's so many car accidents now. There's more people, there's more distractions, people talking on the phones, texting while driving. All those things are increasing at an alarming speed. And so the the problem we were envisioning is we need to kind of slow down our growth on the personal lots. And where are we going to pivot to? And where we decided to pivot to is to help more business owners. We basically rolled out a roadmap, a white glove service, journey for our business owners, and put the right pieces in place. And then we also help with the life insurance part of it as well. So we've got that division that we're building out now. So we've kind of pivoted that way mainly because of the profit loss ratios increasing on the personal line side and us being able to adapt to the world's changes. And that's what I love about, having Kilgo Insurance is that we can make those changes. Whereas I think if you're with those bigger companies or those companies that are only offering specific products, you're kind of stuck. You're kind of limited. You've got to do different adjustments. This adjustment allowed us to do a 180 turn and still succeed.
I mean, that sort of diversification, it's essential, especially in changing times. So Jason, starting to target the commercial side a little bit more is surely challenging, right? It's a big space, it's a crowded space, and there's a lot of noise out there in terms of competition, right? You guys offer an incredible amount of value with what you're doing, but I imagine breaking through that noise can be challenging as well. What are some of the things that you're doing to start to connect with some of the commercial side and some of the businesses to really build those relationships that you do best?
Yeah, you've got to be different, right? You've got to be unique and you've really got to show it. So one of the things that we're doing is we've created a welcome box. and it's branded and it's pretty cool. We kind of went on this whole leprechaun theme. Obviously, I'm Irish, and they call me the world's tallest leprechaun. That's kind of my nickname thing there. So we've kind of played off of that and kind of said something like, "Hey, don't be lucky. Know be confident in your coverage. Call Kilgo Insurance or get with Kilgo Insurance." We've got all kinds of my marketing director. She's also my business development officer. She calls these things tchotchkes, but she's got all these things that she's thinking of to get creative, to get in front of people. Hiring her has been instrumental in my success because, before that, it was all me coming up with the creative ideas. It was all me trying to lead that way in the business development. And with her expertise, her skill level, her experience, she's been able to come in and kind of really take charge and run that whole division for us. But we do a lot of those things. We're doing a lot of events. We just did a golf event. We've got an indoor golfing thing. We're talking about doing some events at some breweries and mixing it up. We want to be where people want to be, right? So where people are having fun, people have their hobbies. That's where we want to be. That's where we're going to infiltrate and try to build those relationships. We just had a really cool. We sponsored a pickleball tournament. A bunch of loan officers and people were there for that, so that was an amazing event. And we didn't have to go in and just say, we did this event, call Kilgo. We didn't have to do that. We could just be ourselves. We could just go in and let's just talk about real things. Let's talk about your life and what you're going through. And let's just be friends. Like, I want to truly hang out with these people. I'm not just going there to say, I just see this person as a business partner. So that allowed us to do some really cool things there. But I think we're doing some really cool things with the gifts that we're offering, the things that we're doing to get the introductions. Don't get me wrong, it's a grind to call, to text, to pop by these business offices and say, but one thing I always learned was don't come empty handed. Oh, I'll tell you a cool thing we're doing right now. And I know it's been done before, but it's super cool. We've labeled
Yeah.
cookies and with our logo. We just came up with a new logo. It's got like this leprechaun guy with sunglasses, and he's kind of doing the old American thing where he's like pointing at you and he's jingling coins, and it's just cool. It's saying, hey, you could save money on your insurance, right? Or whatever you want to take from that. But they're on cookies and people are loving it. They are just loving it. We got people that just want the cookies, but we're putting together these packages and we're just saying, hey, we just appreciate the opportunity. Let's just have a conversation. So it's finding a way in to their life, having that conversation and seeing if it's a fit with each other. So some good things happening there. And then our AI stack, our technology stack is very impressive. We're using that to really word and craft things to make things happen. So a lot of good things coming on. I mean, just so much to even go through right now. It would take it'd take another day to go through everything.
So, Jason, I mean, where you started was, at the larger, let's say, corporate American insurance and finance companies, right? You found success there, but you also found some challenges. You weren't really able to serve the clients that you were working with in the way that you knew you could best. You developed a really great approach to building these relationships, building trust, and providing your clients with what they truly need, right? Through founding your own agency. You've built an incredible team of specialists. You have some awesome things going on right now. What's next for Kilgo Insurance?
We're keep on scaling. We really want to grow out this commercial and life division. We've got a benefits division that we're thinking about. We've been partnering with some people and passing some things along. So now we're thinking, okay, do we want to pass that or do we think we can do it better? We've got some pretty hefty, large goals. We're also in acquisition mode. We're looking to acquire agencies and help them grow through a specific model that we think we can partner with them and explode growth. One of the things that we've really talked about is the average. I think the average agency age, business owner, insurance business owner age is 67, might be 72. I think now in Virginia. So they're getting old, right? The old ways of doing things are not working anymore. There's two types of agents now: the agents that adapt to AI and the agents that don't. And the ones that don't are going to be out of the business in 5 years, right? So what we're looking to do is say, hey, we already know this stuff. We are already using it. We're already adapting to it. We're already ahead of you guys, right? Why don't we come in, help you get to where you need to be, and try to figure out how we can do something together? So we're in a whole acquire mode. We're in a whole let's get these other agents that probably need to perpetuate or grow somehow. Maybe they're stuck. They're running to that plateau. They're stabilized. So maybe we come in there and help them, give them a jump start with the way we've got things going, so that we can help them, and then in turn they can help us, and we can get to another level. I mean, we're the kind of agency we want to grow to 100 million in premium.
You got some lofty goals, but it sounds like you have a good plan to get there. I mean, you've built an incredible foundation. You have a vision for what's coming next, but you're not necessarily doing it the traditional way, despite the 95% referral rate, the great relationships. You are forward thinking. You're an early adopter of AI, and I understand AI, as you were just saying, is going to play a pretty big impact on how it is you're going to get to this $100 million mark, right? What are some of the things that you have been doing to leverage AI now?
Yeah, so we use it in everything we do, just about. So I will say we have two virtual assistants that have been helping us with the back office work and doing some non-licensed tasks, but it's still not as fast as we'd like it, right? I mean, it's people and managing people and trying to get them to give their best efforts every day, and that's hard to do. AI just speeds things up because you just have to tell it what to do and it does it, right? It doesn't have any feelings. It doesn't have bad days. It just does it. And that's what I love about it. I wanted to really talk about how we are
Yeah,
using it for hiring.
let's talk about it. Yeah, I mean, you've got a great team, and it's hard. You can't have a successful business without a great team. So, what is it that you're doing to really attract top talent?
So much. So right now we can use it to figure out, okay, all right, what's the competition doing? We can figure out how they're hiring. We can figure out what kind of people are looking into the position that we offer. We've got it in our job ads. So a lot of different things. I mean, whatever you think of, you can just put in there and it'll spit it out. And from there, we can get more detail of the kind of person we want. We've even asked it, hey, can we, if it's this kind of person, what kind of questions should we target? Right. And so I always have some questions I ask, strengths, weaknesses questions. What does your, 5-year plan look like? What can you bring to Kilgo that makes you invaluable? That's one of my favorite ones. I want to hear people talk. We do a video where we want people to video themselves so we can hear them, because we do video quotes. We do things like that. We want to make sure they're not scared to get on camera. We get them to email us. Hey, can they type properly? Are they fixing corrections? How is it worded? Are they professional? Besides meeting them for an hour, we have multi steps that we go through to make sure it is the best candidate. Because let's face it, once you try to get that person on the bus, not everybody's going to be a fit, but we're trying to make that ratio as least as possible, that there's not going to be turnover. We want that person to be a fit, not for a month, not for 6 months, for the rest of their lives. We want them to retire with Kilgo. We want to be, I think there's so many agencies out there that just hire for a seat, or hire and don't have a game plan, don't have a career path. They're just like, oh, you know what? I need a salesperson. Let me put that person here. And if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. The problem with that plan is you're playing around with somebody's life, but you're also losing a lot of money, and you're not really growing. We had a problem with that early on, and it's ruined some of the relationships that we have, because they're so used to working with that person. Now that person's no longer here. You have to build the relationship all over again. So AI has been instrumental in helping us find the right candidates, find the talent, get a competitive advantage, and hire the right person that is going to have a career at GEICO. The team I have right now has been with me for years. So I love our culture. And I think if you talk to anybody on my team, they're going to say, I love the culture we have. The culture we have is unbeatable. Everybody believes, everybody's on a mission. My team actually goes to each other's kids' birthdays and stuff.
That's something.
They hang out after work. I mean,
Yeah.
what company does that? There's not many out there. And so, yeah, so much to go through on there. I hope I answered your question, but we just really have dialed that in to make sure we've got the right candidates, and that they're in here for the long haul. They're the right seat on the bus, and they see the career, And they're not working here just to say, hey, I've got a job. They're working here because
That's
they want to retire.
fantastic. And it sounds like you truly do have a team of A players, especially with the process that you go through to help yourselves find the right ones. I mean, like,
Constant
yeah,
training and
absolutely.
leadership. And
You
yes,
know, no one's perfect, right? But if they're being led properly, then they can become pretty good, let's say, right? They can hit that A player status because AI at the end of the day, a B player can take AI and get a little bit better, but it can't really transform them into an A player because an A player is real. It's the mindset that creates an A player, right? Now, you're not just taking in anyone and enabling them a little bit more with AI to get a bit of a better result, but you're leveraging AI yourself to really help you find, connect with, and filter out who the best A players will be and enabling them even further from there. I think that's absolutely incredible. Now, this is a pretty unique way that you're using it yourself that I think maybe some other agency owners can look towards for some inspiration or some ideas. As the industry and whole, regarding the insurance industry as a whole, how do you think AI will really start to transform the independent agency landscape in the next few years?
yeah, the one thing AI can't do is it doesn't have the feeling part of it, right? So people that are driven, people that are ambitious, people that want more are always going to be there. That is not going to change the landscape. You've got to have people. You've got to have good people. I can teach you how to sell, but I can't, you got to want it. Right. I coach basketball for my child, the younger levels. And I tell them all the time, I'm like, look, I want it, but it means nothing that I want. You have to want it, right? Like you have to be driven for that. So AI can help with, all that monotonous work, all that non-licensed work. It can help and it can help give you the advantage of what to do and how fast you can do it. But it doesn't have that personal touch. It doesn't have that personal connection. You have to do that personal connection. So in our path of what a client or a referral partner has to go through us to get a deal done, there's a bunch of touches. Personalized text, emails. We talk a lot on the phone. We want to meet you. Hey, do you have a minute for Zoom? I want to see you. Right? Let's talk about this. I want to make sure I'm clear that we're fully communicating and updating you on exactly what's going on in this situation. So that way there's no problems. That way, the biggest part of this business or any business is communication, right? Things get dropped, things get missed. People don't understand things, and it's because you're not talking to them enough. I tell my team constantly, you have to over communicate. We want to over communicate so that we know the way you've communicated is clear to them. I think a lot of people say things and they just expect people to pick it up and understand it. That's not the way it works. You've got to make sure they understand
Mm.
it on their level. Because we just talked about it. Nobody understands the litigation part of insurance. So AI, yes, we use it as almost like an assistant to help us get through things and learn things. For instance, my salespeople will put stuff in Chat GPT. What are some sales techniques we can use in this situation? And then we role play it, right? What are the problems that we're facing in insurance today that people don't understand? And then we role play it, right? But AI was used as an instrument to help us understand those things better at what it sees things is going on because of all the knowledge and things that it has. And then we just craft it to adapt to how it can make us
I
better.
absolutely love it. Now, Jason, this is a pretty forward thinking approach, right? You're obviously adopting AI, an early adopter, even when it comes to insurance agencies. A lot of professionals are pretty hesitant about it, or maybe a little bit skeptical in some situations as well. What's one piece of advice that you'd give other insurance professionals looking to build, a similar approach or to really put themselves in a similar position as Kilgo Insurance with AI in mind?
Surround yourself with great people. I have an awesome mastermind group. There's 10 of us, including me, and we really share constantly and talk about AI every day, about how to run our agencies better. I would say, as much as you made me look great on here, they are great people as well. They are even better business owners, and I learn from them every day. I've got a problem. We consult and advise each other on the best methods to use. But I would also say it's about the people. You got to love your team. You got to love what you do, but you got people. You got to love people. And I got a favorite saying. It's like people are people. Like you never know what someone else is thinking. And, whether that be the client or the referral partner, and you need good people to express how it's great to work with us, and I think right now my team loves what they do. They love where they're at, and that shows. And people just are attracted to that. They want to be a part of it. They're like, man, Kilgo has really got some good people. I got this guy on my team. His name is Chris, and people love this guy. They love him, but he's following all of our processes and just adding his personal touch to it. And it has exploded for us. I mean, he is just a phenomenal A player employed with us. And just doing amazing things. I think people want to be a part of that. They're drawn to that. And that really helps. So, hey, with the AI, learn as much as you can, play around with it as much as you can, put a strategy together, put a game plan together, have people that are your mastermind, have people that are better than you, or you see a vision, or you're like, hey, that's where I want to be. Take that person out to coffee, pick their brain, right? And then have a solid team. Give them a career path, give them the tools to succeed, and love on them. You got to love on your people. Those three things right there have taken us to another level. So that is basically a 3-point blueprint of Kilgo Insurance on where we're going.
Jason, thank you so much for sharing these thoughts, advice, and your story with the audience.
Yeah, been fun.
For our listeners who might like to learn more about your approach or to just connect with you to continue the conversation, what's the best way for them to reach out?
We have an awesome website, so it's kilgoinsurance.com. You can also, me personally, it's Jason at kilgoinsurance.com. I'm always open door policy, always free to talk, and we'll love to talk.
To the listeners, thank you for tuning into the podcast. As always, I hope this episode has brought you valuable insight, knowledge, and inspiration. If it did, please would you show your support by dropping us a like on this video and subscribing to the channel. Until next time, we're signing off. And that's a wrap on another episode of The Growth Shift. If this conversation sparked something for you, whether it's a new perspective on failure, a strategy you want to try, or just the reminder that every setback can become a setup for something bigger, hit that subscribe button and share this with someone who needs to hear it. Remember, the leaders who thrive aren't the ones who avoid change. They're the ones who shift strategically through it. If you're ready to build the systems that help you grow without the chaos, head over to valentix.io. We help businesses like yours scale smarter, not harder. I'm David Zylstra, and I'll see you in the next shift.